now that the snow is gone, the ice is off the lake, it's almost time to start planting our vegetable garden. It's still too cold right now, but we have to build some garden beds beforehand. In the area we're building the garden beds, we need to clear out the grass and put down some fertilizer. Fortunately, we have state-of-the-art agricultural equipment that does both. Dare and Casanova behind me here. We still have a bunch of stuff to do before we can build those raised garden beds, so let's get to work. So here we are in the greenhouse. We're going to start putting some of our plants out here, the ones that are starting to mature a bit more. They're starting to overwhelm the basement a little bit. It's basically a jungle down there. It is still fairly early. It is just the end of April. To keep the frost off some of the plants, just in case we get some sub-zero temperatures overnight, we're going to be throwing some of these bad boys over top to keep the frost off. Now, we do need to clean out the greenhouse just a little bit to make some room for them, so I'm going to do that, and we're going to start moving some plants in. Where we've got a bunch of our plants growing. A lot of them are maturing. What we're working on here is we have some tomatoes, some corn, radishes, carrots, lettuce, beans, peas, zucchinis, cucumbers, pumpkins, and squash. One that I'm really excited about is the corn. I've never tried growing corn before, but looking at the results so far, it looks like I'm doing something right here. Now, what I've noticed is we're looking at about a 70% success rate when it comes to germination. So 70%, that's passed for me. Alright, so I can start moving some of these out to the greenhouse. Now that we've got everything moved to the greenhouse that we're going to move so far, it's time to go collect some wood to build those garden beds. So here's the pile of lumber that Dave and I found yesterday. It is going to need a bit of a cleanup, but this looks like great material for us to use in the garden beds. And hopefully we can even find a way to repurpose some of this metal. Ready? And this is where we're going to be planting everything. We're still letting the horses do their work. This is an old cattle chute. We're not going to be running cattle here, but it seems like an ideal place to put our garden beds because it's well fenced off. We've got quite a bit of space. Fortunately, we did find a bunch of used lumber that we can use for building the raised garden beds. So, you know, that eliminates having to go pick up lumber. We're working on a hugelkultur, so raised garden beds with a layer of cardboard, rotting wood, then a mixture of compost and horse manure, followed by soil, and that's what we're going to be planting in. This is our kitchen garden. We've done quite a bit of work, but we still need to do some more work in here before we're ready to plant. And also we're just waiting on the horses to do their job where we're going to be building our raised garden beds. I'll show you around the kitchen garden a little bit. Kitchen garden is where we just grab regular everyday food items like onions, lettuce, things like that. But fortunately in the kitchen garden, we have onions that just started growing on their own that were left over from the previous owners, as well as some raspberry plants. So I'm going to get to work here, cleaning up the garden a little bit more. That's about all the time that we have for this week, so we'll see you on the next episode. So it looks like Makoos has also developed a bit of a green thumb, because judging by this snout, I'm not the only one who's been gardening today.